You also mentioned shamanism or Saman, which sounds very intriguing. You mentioned Shanghai Jing, Li Sao, and some other stuff you think came from this Chinese shamanism tradition. Please tell me more.
Yes. Well, there have always been the shaman
Mm,
is a very special person.
mm,
He's different from you and me. In
mm,
fact, it's the same here in America among the Native Americans who have lived here in the past. Uh, they all there's always this tradition of somebody in the group being different, having some sense of connection with the spiritual world. And so there's always been that person who can heal other people,
mhm,
can help other people in their spiritual life.
mm,
And very often, these people, to do their work, they need to go alone. They need to be alone themselves for a while. And
mm,
also, many of these people, in order to be a shaman,
mhm,
you have to find some plants to eat.
mhm,
So you will have a vision. You'll be able to see, or you'll use those plants to heal with.
mhm.
And so shamanism in China, shamanism is the origin of Taoism. This
Yes,
is this is where all of Chinese medicine comes from,
yes.
with these shamans going into the mountains and finding some plants, tasting them, and seeing what happens when they eat those plants
Mhm,
and how they can heal something. And so shamanism was sort of like uh, before Chinese civilization, you
mm,
have shamanism, but during the Zhou dynasty, you begin to see the end of shamanism and the beginning of Taoism.
mhm,
So Taoists, you can think of Taoists are civilized shamans,
mhm,
shamans who live in society, as opposed to the shamans who lived on the edges of society.
mm.
But anyway, shamanism was very important for the foundation of Chinese religion in terms of its Taoist origins.
But nowadays, if people talk about Saman, the translation of shamanism, they would think of Mongolian, Tibetan religions that have those type of people who
Yes,
can foresee things.
yes, this used to be also true of the Chinese
Yes,
until about 1,000 years ago. There were lots of Chinese who were shamans.
yes, yes. So actually, I learned these things also from the Chinese costume drama. I don't know if you watch any. They have many dramas talk about mountains, talk about Taoism, Xiuxian, and also about Biguan and a cave. I hear you say you meet the hermits, 20% are Taoist and 80% are Buddhist. And you say the Taoists are more introverted and the Buddhists are more extroverted.
Yes, well, that's just a simple way of describing the differences.
Mhm.
Since any simple description is always has its inconsistencies, but that's it's sort of a reflection of the different practices.
Mhm.
Uh, if you do Taoist meditation, you have to, Taoist meditations are all based upon very similar to the Tibetan meditation,
Mm,
where you're creating this interior world.
mhm,
Your chi,
mm,
using the channeling your chi into different parts of this other body
mhm,
that you're trying to circulate.
mhm.
Have you gone to the circus before, Masi Tuan?
Mm,
Right?
mm.
You
Yes,
see there's always been a woman who's spinning plates,
yes,
many plates,
yes,
and has to get all the plates spinning.
yes,
That's Taoist meditation.
yes.
If you're going to practice Taoist meditation, you have to get the chi moving in all these different areas of this body.
Mhm,
And it usually takes hours
mhm.
to do that properly.
Yes.
And so a Taoist does not want you knocking on their door,
Oh.
because they are spinning plates.
Mhm,
And you're by knocking on their door, you're interrupting them. All the plates come crashing down. And a Buddhist meditation is very just often it's just saying it's just Nianfo.
Mm-hmm.
It's just saying I'm chanting the name of the Buddha. Who is chanting the name of the Buddha? And so if you knock on my door, I can put down that. I can just put down the Nianfo. I can say, oh, okay. So it's easier for a Buddhist to be responsive to visitors than it is for a Taoist, because a Taoist is very often engaged in a prolonged interior meditation. Whereas the Buddhist meditation is more single-minded, focused. It's neither interior or exterior.
Do the hermits you meet practice celibacy?
Yes, it's very rare. I've never met a Buddhist hermit who has where you see a couple, but I have seen some Taoists where you see a couple.
Yes.
Because not all Taoist sects are celibate. There are some that are, and there's some that are not.
Yeah,
so,
they're allowed to get married.
Yes.
Yes.
But well, not all Taoists.
Yes, right. Some people, in order to 修仙, become 神仙, they practice celibacy as well.
Yes, just like some will drink alcohol, some will not drink alcohol. Buddhists don't drink alcohol. No Buddhists I've met in the mountains would drink alcohol, but sometimes you meet a Taoist who will.
Uh-huh.